Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. I gotta say, I opened up Twitter, I just refreshed the window, and this was the first thing that pops up from Matthew Lany on my Twitter feed, a GIF of, remember the Naked Gun movies? I don't know how old you guys are, but the Naked Gun movies starring Leslie Nielsen and famously O.J. Simpson before the incident. Something happened. I don't quite remember exactly. I don't even remember what movie this was from, what particular installment of the franchise, but here he is laying on top of the Queen. And really, I brought up this window because I wanted to just show you what has been trending now. Of course, the Queen's funeral, a big talking point, a live event that has been going on. Queen Elizabeth II is laid to rest at Windsor Castle. And I don't know if you guys caught my video last week when I was talking about the Queen, her death, and the predictions surrounding that. I did not even get into the Simpsons prediction that predicted the 2022 death of the Queen. But one of the bigger points that I mentioned in that video was this whole shift. A new financial system, a new financial era is standing there waiting right at our doorstep. And the theory is such that the Queen's death is signifying the beginning of a new financial era. So if you guys didn't catch that video, I will link it up here in the top right-hand corner. Now, I also saw this guy's 13 here on Twitter at StaySafe33. The public and private relationships, this has been an ongoing theme for Ripple. And so back in August of 2020, when Mr. Poole tweeted this out, it didn't really seem like there was much to it, okay? When two become one, public and private obviously working together to create what we're assuming is a new financial system. You guys can see the chess pieces down here, the pawns creating in what is looking like a crown here for a new financial system. Now, this was tweeted out by Mr. Poole back in August of 2020. Fast forward to today, guys, we have the death of the Queen in 2022. And we also got this, guys, from Brad Garlinghouse. An absolute pleasure to welcome to our offices Commissioner Carolyn D. Pham, Public-Private Engagement. Now, for those of you guys who do not know, Carolyn D. Pham is a commissioner at the CFTC, empowering the public and access to government. CFTC commissioner. Lifelong learner, tweets are my own and do not endorse anything. So it's her own personal opinion, not those of the CFTC. Nevertheless, she did make a stop at Ripple Labs. The next stop on my learning tour was visiting Ripple Labs thanks to Brad Garlinghouse, XRP, crypto, and blockchain. So there she is, guys, at Ripple Labs, standing over there with Brad Garlinghouse, one of the commissioners of the CFTC. And, it doesn't look like a strained relationship. It looks like the CFTC wants to work with the private sector in order to create a new framework where companies like Ripple can thrive, where cryptocurrencies like XRP can thrive. And so I just saw this on Twitter. I have a feeling you guys probably have as well. But then, coinciding this with this old Mr. Poole tweet, when two become one. So this has been the plan, and the SEC has kind of been a wrench in these plans. Not only that, there was a vote in battleground states, and 53% of voters in battleground states say they oppose a digital currency issued by the Federal Reserve. This coming from Michael Branch here on Twitter. So just going down here, let's read some of this. More than half of voters in Senate battleground states oppose a digital currency issued by the Fed, according to a new poll commissioned by a conservative group. A new survey comes as the Federal Reserve explores issuing a central bank digital currency sometime in the future. Whoops, let's close that. And days after the Biden administration released a series of high-profile reports examining digital assets. The prominent Republican group Club for Growth commissioned the poll through its Political Action Committee. The conservative organization has taken a recent interest in crypto. The Club for Growth has given more than $1 million to Crypto Freedom PAC, a super PAC that has spent serious cash in midterm races in support of pro-crypto candidates. So they obviously have a vested interest in making crypto a go. According to the poll, though, 53% of voters said they oppose the Fed's digital currency, while 11% said they support it. More than one-third of voters, 36%, said that they were not sure. So that still just goes to show you that, there still is that component of education, getting people up to par with, learning about cryptocurrencies and understanding how they can be used for good and for evil by government and by criminals. Some may argue that's one and the same. Nevertheless, voters became more doubtful of digital currency when they learned more details from the pollster. 59% of voters said that they were less likely to support a digital currency that they were told the government could monitor all purchases that you make using the digital currency and prevent it from being used for particular purposes. Plus 51% said they were less likely to support the currency after they were told the government could tax transactions made with the digital currency if the person making the transactions haven't paid their taxes. So there still is this component of privacy. that the public, thankfully, still values as important. And so the number is over 50%, but, you know, I still think we can do better. I don't think, I still do think that, you know, a lot of voters are still in the dark, don't know too much about cryptocurrency. We still need to get the word out to get people to understand that, you know, central bank digital currencies can be used for good, but with too much government oversight, that could be a problem. Anyway, wanted to thank Michael just for posting that. Even if that is the case, it's not going to stop the cryptocurrency ecosystem from thriving. This one just with regards to the XRP ledger and the XLS-30D proposal amendment. So this just an update real quick, guys, from Bias Goose. The XLS-30 proposal for automated market making is now available on the AMM DevNet. We invite the community to come build and test AMM functionalities, including liquidity provisioning, swap, payments, and auctions. So that amendment has been implemented, guys. These functions are now available for testing. So if you guys are interested in that, if you wanted to participate, I'll just leave this in the description of the video for you. Another thing I wanted to mention here, guys, from Free American Spirit on Twitter, updated Bifrost wallet to version 0.4.5. Now, if you guys use the Bifrost wallet to stake your Songbird tokens, apparently the new version has FLR wallets that show up. So that is cool. So if you're expecting your Flare tokens, they are coming soon. Hopefully they are coming soon. And now they do have Flare network wallets on the latest updated version of the Bifrost wallet. Now, I'm sure maybe not all of you guys are using Bifrost, but that's the one that I personally use for my SGB. I have not taken a look yet. I do not even know if mine's updated yet. I guess I should get on that. Wanted to thank Free American Spirit just for letting us know about that. And here's one, guys, from Yorkshire Ripple at PC Hindle on Twitter. Probably nothing XRP community. Now, he found something that was kind of interesting, just originally retweeting out this tweet from a few days ago now with regards to the Digital Pound Foundation. Now, we know Ripple, one of the members of the Digital Pound Foundation, this is an organization promoting stablecoin usage and, developing a digital pound, central bank digital currency. So European Central Bank chooses Amazon and 4 other firms to prototype a digital euro app. This is one of the latest announcements that they just mentioned over there on Twitter. The European Central Bank has chosen, okay, get this, Amazon, Nexi Group, CaixaBank, Worldline Global, and the European Payments Initiative to each focus on developing a prototype based on specific use cases of the digital euro. Might not sound like much on the surface. Keep in mind, too, that Ripple is part of the Digital Pound Foundation. Now, let's go through some of those partnerships. Uses Amazon KMS Secure Hyperledger Fabric's Certificate Authority. Ripple is also part of the Hyperledger Foundation. CaixaBank launches blockchain-based platform using Hyperledger Fabric as well. Right down here from nexigroup.com, the infrastructure can host several protocols, including Corda Enterprise, Hyperledger Fabric, Hyperledger Besu on Ethereum. And down here, guys, this is from Worldline, which is a confirmed Ripple partner. This research has been led by Workforce Blockchain, which is made up of experts from Worldline and Atos, whose tasks include blockchain training, technology exploration on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Hyperledger Fabric, multi-chain, of which Worldline is a partner and recognized contributor, and Ripple, etc. So there's the connection with Worldline and Ripple, the connection with Hyperledger and Ripple, obviously the connection with the Digital Pound Foundation and Ripple, and there's also a Ripple connection with Amazon AWS services. So it looks like they're all contributing to this new initiative. Great find here from Yorkshire Ripple. Wanted to thank him just for posting that. Crypto Eddie also bringing us a great piece of news here from Cindy Young driving ODL in the Eurozone. Now this was a panel. And it was just audio here. It's a podcast. Some banks don't want to work with crypto. However, when they learn how XRP is actually used, this totally changes the game, okay? This is Cindy Young explaining how, banks have been reluctant in the past, but once they are explained how Ripple and XRP can change their structure, can change their workflow, once they realize how this can be beneficial to their bottom line, well, they quickly tend to change their mind. Listen to this.
From banks and their approach, I think, again, obviously regulation will impact how much and how quickly banks embrace this space. But I think what also we see today is some banks, especially more sort of kind of established traditional high street banks, have a very blanket approach to saying, we don't want to work with you if you do anything at all with crypto. And we see that, for example, when we talk to customers, prospects, when we talk about, how we use XRP in that payment flow, and it's just a means of getting that efficiency, cost transparency. Our customers are not exposed to any sort of volatility. They get it immediately. They want to, jump on board, but their number one worry is how will my bank treat this, right? And what we see a lot of times is when we are in that conversation with their banking partner to talk about how we actually use XRP, there's no speculation. It's a means to an end. It's a technology play, right? They actually understand and they really kind of jump on board. So I think I would basically warn against the blanket approach and really banks to kind of jump in and understand the specific use cases and how it's done. And that's only going to be right to their advantage, because I think we all agree here that we see the future as that crypto-enabled future. And those banks basically who don't jump on board, unfortunately, will stay behind.
Some interesting points that Cindy Young makes here. First of all, the quote, no speculation, a means to an end. This is a technology play. They actually understand and they really kind of jump on board. Also, the fact that they realize it's a better mousetrap, they know that their competition is going to eventually either figure out about it or follow suit. So they figure, I guess, once they know about the XRP token, once they know about the technology, they figure, well, I might as well adopt it before my competition does. Utility for the win, as Perry XR Parker here mentioned. So some interesting insight here from Cindy Young with regards to banks that are still reluctant. I'm actually quite surprised that this is the case in 2022. Clearly not in Russia. Matthew Liny bringing this to our attention. Russia's PSCB open rupee account with Yes Bank to start rupee round table. Now, guys, if you remember, Yes Bank is a Ripple partner. This could turn into an XRP ecosystem. Yes Bank is a Ripple partner and understands on-demand liquidity. Cue the digital rupee and ruble. So we know what's going on in the East. We know the BRICS nations and their allies are creating a new financial system to subvert the SWIFT sanctions that have been put on Russia by the Western world. To avoid US dollar and sanctions due to the Ukraine crisis, Yes Bank, which is, again, guys, a Ripple partner, and Russia's Peterburg Social Commercial Bank have taken the decision to facilitate ruby-ruble bilateral trade to ensure uninterrupted cross-border business with Moscow entities. However, PSCB is not on the list of sanctioned banks. The Russian bank will open a rupee account with nearly 36 Russian companies settling payments for trades with New Delhi. The Reserve Bank of India, or RBI, is likely to issue an FAQ separately on standard operating procedures relating to the rupee accounts. Experts familiar with the matter said. Vladimir Prisbyktin, PSB's founder and chairman, told a leading media house that the bank has opened a ruby-ruble account with Yes Bank. Talking about the bank, it mostly deals with firms engaged in bilateral Indian trade. So guys, this is very important and a very good example of where XRP and on-demand liquidity will thrive. These two currencies, the ruble and the rupee, there's going to need to be liquidity that is sourced for these particular currency trades. And so if you're working with two countries, it's sounding as though these are going to be big transactions. So they're saying here the engagement in bilateral Indian trade related to pharmaceutical ingredients, spices, and fruit. So I can only imagine these trades are going to be large level. Meanwhile, Yes Bank said to a media house that they had to receive 3 or 4 more applications from other Russian lenders such as MFK Bank. So it's not set in stone yet. The ink is not dry. However, they're looking to partner up, guys, and going through Yes Bank, which is a Ripple partner, for bilateral trade, cross-border business, specifically Ripple-enabled. So I see Matthew Liny point here. Yes Bank is a Ripple partner and understands on-demand liquidity. There's a need for the rupee-ruble corridor. Is it going to go through Ripple partner Yes Bank? Well, it's looking as though it is in the works. So wanted to thank him just for pointing that out. And finally, guys, Ian Binns here. What the Bearableguy is going on, I wonder? Something I did not notice until he pointed this out. Okay, let's go back to the first riddle, the king, with the broken scepter from the castle riddle way back in 2018. Now, you guys remember the king put on ice, a wrench in his plans. One thing we really did not pay attention to specifically was this, okay? It was almost like a Band-Aid, I guess, to repair the broken scepter. But then when you look at it really closely, I mean, I guess it could represent a cell phone or some sort of personal device. Either way, the analogy still stands. The broken scepter of the king, the old financial system in ruins, now being repaired by a new financial system, and this on the heels of what happened just yesterday. The Queen's committal at Windsor sees the breaking of the wand. So does it actually represent a wand? And does it actually represent the end of an era and the beginning of a new one with regards to finance? Plays right into this whole idea that, you know, the death of the Queen has marked the beginning of a great financial reset. I mean, we've been in this process for quite some time now, but now is the time. Now's the time for the switchover. And so if you guys do not know, I did find a video here on YouTube of what this is from the Guardian's YouTube account. Basically, this is the breaking of the wand here. You guys can see this is the official breaking, and I believe this was the first one ever televised, because a royal, the last time, I don't think there were TVs. She's been queen for quite a while. Queen Elizabeth II has been laid to rest in St. George's Chapel, Windsor, bringing to an end the UK's official period of mourning that began when she died 11 days ago. And the breaking of the wand, guys, is this what's being signified from these Bearable Guy riddles? The XRP community still speculating about this. An interesting observation by Ian Bin, so gotta thank him just for posting that. And if you guys didn't see the video I did about the Queen's death ushering in a new financial era, I suggest you watch it. All things that make me go, that's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.